Well, the Junior Rotax showdown is going to be a good one. Two drivers still potential champions, James Lowther and Guy Cunnington. They're both in the top 10. Finley Bunce and Ben Burgess are on the front row, though, from Klaas Koika ahead of James Lowther. Oakley Pryor and Kai Hunter are on row 3. Thompson and Stedman, Cunnington and Collings in the top 10. But look who's in 12th. It's Reggie Dewey, the man who just can't stop racing in junior categories. He's done X30, he's done TKM, now he's doing Rotax. All three of them, and it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do. He's never raced at all in Rotax before this weekend, but watch for Finley. Oh, we got an off already. That is Harry Newman Oakley. Oh, big shunt. Well, that hasn't happened for a long time at the start of PF International. I can't even remember the last time we had that sort of off at the very start of the race. But James Lowther is looking good for the championship as he continues on at the front end of the field. Finley Bunce, leader of the race, and he's having a very close battle with his teammate for third position in the Drivers' Championship. Really exciting battle between those guys. So let's see what happens in their fight for the title, because they're both bidding for third place in the Drivers' Championship, but they actually hit each other in one of the earlier races in the weekend. So already there's, oh, and another off down the back straight. We've got somebody go off into the wall. Somebody's gone off there, unfortunately, as our drone flying just managed to catch that on the first lap. So that was an absolute nightmare first lap for someone. And another off there. Who is that? That's Ben Burgess. That is Ben Burgess down at the Mike Wilson complex. He was running at the front end of the field. So now Burgess down at the back of the field. What a disaster.
And James Lowther from the drone, one thing we didn't quite mention was that Lowther seemed to make up 2 places going down that straight and then through the S's. So that's Cunnington on the 7. They're in 3rd place,
yeah,
Lowther up to 5th.
Cunnington's up to 3rd. That is absolutely astonishing. Well, how on earth has he done that? I don't know, but Klaas Koika now takes the lead and Cunnington goes with him, putting Finley Bunce back into the warpath of his teammate Kai Hunter. They hit each other at the end of the second heat, and I tell you what, I would not have liked to have been in the KR Sport awning during that little fisticuff shenanigans, because those two probably would have been as far away from each other as it's possible to be while in the same awning. As Cunnington now dives at the inside for Koika. Bunce is going to go through. Hunter's going to go through. Lowther is going to go through if he keeps it together. He's not quite going to get there. He has to hang back.
Yeah, he's on the outside, so he'll be hung out to dry there. Still there in 5th place, though. James Lowther can pretty much only lose this championship here if he again gets an exclusion from the meeting for a technical non-compliance, and he's up to 4th place there through into turn 1.
Well, the relief is still very, very high for James Lowther, because Cunnington at this point is only about 8 points away from him. So they've got to be very, very careful how they go about the rest of this race, the 2 championship contenders. Cunnington needs to win. Lowther just needs to stay focused, and the title will be his in Junior Rotax. He just needs to keep it together. But he has obviously got a little bit of a challenge now, having got past Klaas Koika into 4th position. Reggie Dewey, meanwhile, has come up into 6th place. Is there anything Reggie Dewey can't do? I'm going to chuck a piano at him the first round and next round. You probably play a tune on that.
Yeah, it's his new nickname, Reggie Can Dewey.
So up the inside, here he goes, actually. He's making the move for 5th, and he's got there. Reggie Dewey through, and Oakley Pryor gets through as well. Oakley probably thinking, who the heck's this? Who's this Reggie Dewey bloke? He's in my class. What are you doing? And he comes off the final turn down the main straight. Oh, we got contact in the S's. You just saw 2 karts, unfortunately, have come together there in the S's. So something's gone wrong. Not sure what it was, but clearly a couple of drivers there in the war zone.
Oakley Pryor up to 6th place. Nice to see Oakley having a strong end to the season after the issues he had.
That's 5 now.
Clay Pigeon.
That's P5 now. Oh, and somebody actually nudging a cone on the edge of the bridge there. Don't see that too often, but Oakley Pryor, yes, up to 5th place now. Klaas Koika's gone to 6th. Reggie Dewey up into 7th place. Looks as though we've lost a couple of drivers from the fray now. As up the inside, Kai Hunter versus Finley Bunce. Hang on to your hats, guys. This could get very interesting, as now they are right in, tucked up behind Guy Cunnington, trying to make their own bids for the victory. How close is it between Kai Hunter and Oakley Pryor in the championship? They are dead level on points, 705 apiece, and that's why Finley Bunce is trying to make his bid for the lead on Guy Cunnington, because he's only 2 points behind them. The real title fight is for 3rd place in the championship. At this moment, as they come across the line, I'll call out the points as they stand, but it is very, very close indeed. As it stands at the moment, it is Hunter on 707, Pryor on 7.06. Bunce on 7.01. That's how close it is. Bunce lost a lot of time there. He's got to win this race, really, Finley Bunce, if he wants to be third in the Drivers' Championship. That's the only way he is going to get third in the Drivers' Championship. Cunnington and Lowther need to stay out of trouble here. Cunnington needs to win to stand any chance and hope that Lowther has a bad race. But at the moment, it's going fine for him. Fourth position is what he needs as Pryor defends beautifully to Reggie Dewey on his right side. But Dewey gets the draft out and gets into fifth position. Nicely done there from Reggie again.
Great pictures here again from the drone. You get a great overall view of the track and the action that's happening on track.
Through the Mike Wilson complex again. Top four have broken clear. Nice little duel from the fifth position downwards. You've got about a dozen karts in the mix. Ryan Taylor-Truman given a warning flag for something. Didn't see anything untoward in the middle of that pack, but when you've got so many drivers jostling for position and they all want the same bit of racetrack, it's easy for one or two to gain a little bit too little ground as Bunce makes the move to the inside of Cunnington, but Guy was perfect there. He held his nerve through that inside line. There was not quite enough space to get up alongside Cunnington. Now Guy looks back as if to say, is that all you've got? You're going to come and have another go? Lowther around the outside of Kai Hunter. Wasn't quite able to get the move, but he does look like he's going to have another attempt. Due to a technical issue, we've got to go one lap further into the race, but the positions aren't really changed, although Lowther has now got some pressure from Reggie Dewey. Dewey into the S's, tried to make a move there at the hairpin the corner before, but not able to get the space. Look at Cunnington having to defend now from Bunce and Hunter. In fact, Bunce is going to make a big lunge up the inside now and gets the place from Cunnington. So Bunce gets the lead. Hunter is right behind Cunnington now as well. So the KR Sport boys down the main straight, leading 1 and 3 at the moment, because Cunnington's going to try and make the bid to make them 2 and 3. Here we go. Cunnington is through into the lead again. Is Bunce going to get another run? Not quite. He has to hang back, but Lowther has got Reggie Dewey to his left, so Reggie Dewey comes through and takes the place. Really neatly done there from Reggie. There's a great chance he could even get on the top step of the podium in Rotax. He's had a win in Junior X30 this season. He's had a win in Junior TKM. Could he get one in Rotax? You never know. So here they come again. Reggie Dewey trying to squeeze Kai Hunter to the inside line in the hope that he can drive out around the outside. And he has. Reggie Dewey to third. Now side by side with Finley Bunce. James Lowther trying to come through. So Lowther tucked up behind Reggie Dewey. This is absolutely terrific stuff from these guys. So Reggie Dewey up to third place now. Cunnington your leader. Finley Bunce in second. Reggie Dewey third from Lowther, Hunter. Then it is Klaas Koijke, Pryor, Thompson. Tom Adams has come back up the order into ninth place now, the reigning English champion. And then Harrison Collins in front of Taylor Babs. Alex Eads is back up to 13th place, in there in front of Jack Stedman. So they continue to run through. Now, as far as the championship is concerned, James Lowther already has one hand on the championship trophy, effectively. The only way it can be snatched away from him now is a technical non-compliance, because even if Cunnington were to win this race, he would score 743 points. Lowther, even if he DNF'd in this one, would drop to 744. So that would be enough to win the title by 1 point. So Lowther basically just has to stay in position. Even if he loses a couple of positions, it wouldn't matter to him too much, as Cunnington is now desperately trying to get back on terms with Finley Bunce, having taken the lead away from Cunnington. This is not what Guy needs. Guy has got to win and hope for a miracle if he wants to be champion. But he is doing a fantastic job in the final race of the season in the hope that something will happen as a result of Lowther being in a bit more of a danger zone than him.
Yeah, all he can do is his job, which is to try and win the race. At the moment, he's in second place, dropped to second. As Bunce
Look
now
at
has the
Dewey!
lead.
Round the
Dewey
outside! Look at that move! Unbelievable! Round the outside, he's going to finish the job! Absolutely sensational! Reggie Dewey pulls off the most sensational overtake I have ever seen at turn 3 at PF.
You've heard of Hong Kong Phooey, you've heard of Reggie Dewey now. What a move that was. That was incredible.
I genuinely don't know where he pulled that one out of the bag, but wow, I'm speechless. For once.
It's brilliant.
Reggie
Absolutely
Dewey takes the lead in sensational fashion. That is unbelievably good. So now Cunnington has got to try and fight back from that. The thing is, Cunnington was spending so much time with Bunce trying to play defensive because he wants to win. He wants to protect that lead. But he basically just gave Dewey a free pass around the outside, and somehow Reggie found the grip to make it happen. brilliantly done. Cunnington now second, Bunce third, Hunter fourth, up to fifth has come Klaas Koike, then it's Pryor. Lowther is still in seventh place. Watch Guy Cunnington now, he's got to try and make a window to creep in the inside of Reggie Dewey. He's really struggling to at the moment. Dewey hangs on through the Litchfield Bridge. They drop down the back straight once again. Reggie Dewey hanging on to the advantage. Cunnington, Hunter and Bunce are right in there as well. Here goes Cunnington, a very late lunge on the inside of Dewey. He's going to get some support from Hunter, and that's going to push Cunnington into Dewey. Somehow they get away with it. That was very tight. Look at them. Absolute squabble. And now Oakley Pryor's making a challenge up on the inside. Bunce is going to hit the front. Cunnington's going to get back to the inside line. And Hunter is going to squabble with Koike and Pryor. Brilliant.
What a race this is. Finley Bunce was knocked onto the grass, two wheels, coming down into the S's, but managed to hold it together. He's back to second now. Cunnington through to the lead. Reggie Dewey's through to third pole, now in third place. He was leading, of course, as they come over the line this time. Looks like 2 laps to go, is it?
I tell you what, Formula One may be the best motor racing championship in the world by credence, but in terms of the action you get, nothing beats karting.
Yeah,
nothing beats it.
If you're a Formula One fan, you must love this, because this is way more exciting than Formula One.
Down the back straight, here comes the man in front, Guy Cunnington. Finley Bunce in second place, locks up under brakes as well. Finley Bunce, a little puff of smoke, you don't see that every day, as Koike dives up the inside of Hunter, and Lowther pounces on them both. Gets through, no problem at all. Cunnington defending from Bunce. Dewey is in their mix there in third, and it looks as though Bunce is going to try and hold on to the inside line from Reggie Dewey. James Lowther sitting in fourth place, just waiting to pounce. He doesn't need to push too hard as they come off the turn once again through Bobby Game Corner. Reggie Dewey still hustling the leaders. Guy Cunnington in the 7 leading, Bunce in the 6 in second, Reggie Dewey third on the 61. So they threw out of the final chicane once again and over the line. This is going to be the closing stages of this race, wrapped up neatly in a bow. Last lap, Bunce all over the back of Guy Cunnington. Watch for Kai Hunter as well. It's important what happens to him in this one, as now Bunce is trying the same trick as Reggie Dewey. Didn't have the pace. Reggie Dewey up the inside to grab second position. He's going to stick his nose in, but Bunce is going to hang on a second. Dewey now trying for the undercut. Guy Cunnington has got a bit of a gap, and this could be a race-winning gap. Lowther just sitting back in fourth, wanting to know what happens next, as Will Egby on the fight back gets the fastest lap of the race at 59.3, and can you blame him? Look at how close it is as they all squabble away. There is Tom Adams now back into the top 10, the English champion on the back of Oakley Pryor. Somehow Bunce is hanging on here, in front of Reggie Dewey. Reggie Dewey going for the inside line. Bunce is trying to keep it together. Reggie Dewey pounces for the inside line. Has he made the door open? Not enough. And James Lowther is going to be sat there in fourth position, guaranteed the title. Out of the final turn, Guy Cunnington's done what he needed to. He wins the last race of the year. He's delighted with that. But James Lowther, 2 arms in the air. He doesn't care where he finishes. He is the Junior Rotax champion for 2018. Matthew Higgins, full credit to him though. 16 places made up from P29, the back of the grid, finishing up in 13th. But Guy Cunnington is your last race winner of the year from Finley Bunce and Reggie Dewey. James Lowther, the champion, 4th on the road. Front fairing penalty, sadly for Dewey, put him off the podium, but that does mean that James Lowther will get a podium finish on the weekend that sees him crowned as the Junior Rotax champion of 2018. Guy, it must be an ambivalent feeling at the end of the season. I mean, you had to win that race. You did. It was always going to be a very tough fight. How do you feel after it?
Oh, it was a massively, massively tough race because we had a problem in qualifying, started 23rd, started 4th for the pre-final, got 2nd in that, right behind the championship lead, then got a penalty in that 10-second penalty. So started 9th for the pre-final, came back to win it, but not quite enough for the championship.
It's been a very tough season, but all the way through you guys have been at each other's throats on track, but it's always been clean, it's been fair, it's been great racing. You must be very, very excited about the way that you two have done the job.
Yeah, as, being a privateer as well against the teams, to do what we've done is pretty special. But yeah, just being a privateer against the teams, just racing against them is just brilliant.
So obviously it's been a very tough battle as a privateer to come 2nd in the championship. There must be so many people behind you though who you want to thank after the year.
Yeah, obviously I'd like to win it, but it didn't go our way this time. The luck didn't go our way, so it's the way it is really, isn't it?
Fantastic job, and hopefully you'll be back in 2019 for more, Guy. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, James, the relief must be pretty overwhelming, but after a fight as close as that with you and Guy Cunnington, you are the champion in Junior Rotax. How does that feel?
Incredible. been really stressful all weekend trying to keep points and everything. Then had an issue in the the pre-final, and pulled it back together, main final.
You must have been sweating quite a lot in those last couple of laps of the race when there was so much going on around you, but you just managed to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, it was chaotic. I was just trying to keep in fourth. I was quite happy with that. And then I dropped back and then managed to get back up through people crashing with each other. It's incredible.
So who do you want to thank after a fantastic title success?
Massive thanks Jordan Chamberlain, Adrian Coles for all the setup this year, Ogden Motorsport, and my mum and dad and my sister.
So hopefully that is the first of many Rotax titles at British level. Well done, James. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lowther 11 points clear of Cunnington in the final standings, but look at the battle for third. Oakley Pryor pips the 2KR Sport Boys, Hunter and Bunce, who are tied on 7.03. 2 points between the three of them. Amazing. We'll finish up with the Senior Rotax Showdown.